And I told security whenever I came out the tube that I could talk. I said I did not want any visitors because my own mother, would just say, "This is what addiction does." No, this is what stupid people do. It's not the addiction. And there's no addiction to pot. It's the fucking people that are wrongfully making the wrong shit.
Jesus Christ, bro. When did you find this out?
This was, what, 2 years ago? That's where, it was weird because I was in the hospital for 2.5 months, and then I was there for a few weeks for recovery afterwards. And then a former firefighter that I was on Collinsville with called me and she said, "I'm gonna do the hood to Hollywood to you." And I said, "What's that?" And she said, "You were living on the street and nearly died." She said, "I need you on Tulsa King." And I said, "What's that?" And she goes, "You'll find out." And so she got me an apartment in Oklahoma City, and that's whenever I found out that I was the personal assistant to Stallone on Tulsa King. And I was the marijuana set consultant. And that's how they got the marijuana grow. We found the most legal grow in Oklahoma for Stallone to film on. But that's why I was living in Oklahoma City. And then after my coworker's nephew died because of fentanyl, I ended up being let go. So that's whenever it went back to being crazy chance and went to a marijuana grow that fell under. And I just said, "Fuck it, I need to get out of Oklahoma." And that's how I ended up here.
So it was the dabs that was poisoning you.
Yeah. Fucking CRC. Fucking. Like, they asked how components of silica was in my bloodstream, and I said, "Well, silica shouldn't even be in dabs. Silica, they use it in CRC, and it shouldn't even be in the concentrates. That means that they're using punctured filter discs, and they are. The fucking silica's showing up right in the concentrates, bro."
Bro, you need to do a live with me and explain and tell me your testimony so people can fucking know this is real shit, man. Because they don't hear these patients talk about this shit. Because everybody keeps it in. This has been
You're
going on for
you're
years.
talking to somebody, Summer Parker. Her and her husband have experienced the same thing. That's why I'm helping them.
Oh my
That's
God.
I'll tell you this: the reason why I was buying low, cheap product was because that's what my money could buy, dude.
Right.
And I found out it came out to be the worst thing in the world.
Oh my gosh.
But I live with my consequences. I
So,
mean,
so are you gonna get better or what do they say it's gonna
Chad,
do?
this is the thing. I've got gastritis from starvation. I went 2 weeks on the streets of Tulsa with no food, with a collapsed lung on top of that. That's how I knew that this was happening. IMSA took me to St. John's Hospital, where St. John's Hospital treated me like shit because I had stated that I had done every drug underneath the sun while I was high on
Right.
DMT. So they didn't even want to ethically treat me. So I ended up walking from St. John's to St. Francis Hospital. And that's what, 9 miles? And because the ambulance took me to the wrong hospital, I didn't even want to go to St. John's, bro. I knew that they were going to be asshats to me from the minute I walked in. So I walked from fucking St. John's at fucking what, 21st and Yale, all the way to, well, yeah, 21st and Utica, all the way to 71st and 61st and Yale to St. Francis. And whenever I walked into the ER at St. Francis, dude, I couldn't even take a breath, and I was pale white. And the ER staff just threw me on a gurney, and dude, I honestly thought I was going to be in and out. Like, just give me an IV bag. It's not even going to take an hour and a half. And they
Right.
said, "No, we're setting up a room for you and you're being admitted." And I said, "Admitted?" And they said, "Yeah, you have a collapsed lung." And I said, "Collapsed lung from what?" And they said, "Well, we don't know what. That's what we're going to be examining." And so I started telling them what I did. And I said, I'm a dabber, hash head. I said, not a pothead, a hash head. I said, "That's all I inhale." And they're like, "We don't even know what that is." Dude, I needed to start teaching them about what the breakdown of cannabis hash was. And
Right.
luckily, I've had friends that have gone through this in California, finding out heavy metal poisoning. So I started. Oh, God damn it, my fucking arm. Sorry. But yeah, I started telling them about what's in it, and they started taking what's in it and started reversing like what my toxicology is. That this shouldn't be there and this shouldn't be there. And that's how they found out that there was silica and shit in it. They were just like, well, butane and silica, there's two different chemical components, like molecularly. And I'm going, yeah, and how it binds with the blood, the hemoglobin. There's solvents will bind with blood. There's gases, but silica is a solid. There's no way that it's binding unless it's heated up and broken down, and then you can find parts of the molecular structure binded with others. That's taking a solid and converting it over to a gas through vaporization. And so they didn't even know how to honestly treat me. That's why they put me on a ventilator for 2.5 months, was just to see if my lungs would strengthen up without me breathing, having a machine breathe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they put me on blood thinners, and dude, that shit was $400 a fucking bottle. And I was getting that delivered to my apartment door there in Oklahoma City. And after I got off Tulsa King, I never got back on the shit. The company had me on a low income free program. And whenever I went homeless, you don't have a mailbox to have the medicine shipped to you.
Right.
So just fuck it. I mean, it's more of a stress to fucking try figuring out how to fucking get your medicine than goddamn shit, dude. And it's not like I want to live a life on fucking meds, dude. Not that kind of med, anyway.
Right.
But
Well,
yeah, I mean,
that's fucking horrible, bro.
dude, it feels the most I can explain it to someone is think of, you know, that pain, like stomach ache pain.
Yeah.
Think of that your whole stomach is in a vice, dude. That
Right.
someone just keeps on cranking on that fucking vice.
Right.
I mean, it's aching to the point that, I mean, you cough, you want to throw up. I've coughed up blood. I've coughed up black shit, which is my stomach fluid and blood. Like, people don't understand. The reason why I'm doing the advocation is not for myself. I'm done. Like, the damage is done to me. I don't want to see other people go through the shit that I do. And then not only that, the waste of Oklahoma State healthcare dollars. Dude, they don't even care about their own shit to the point they're wasting their own fucking money out of their healthcare.
Yeah.
So me going to the hospital meant the state paid for it. Some are going to the hospital meant the state paid for it. Anybody that's on Sooner Care that goes to the hospital, the state's fucking paying for their own problems.
What the fuck?
You see why I get frustrated with Oklahoma?
God damn it, bro.
That's why I just,
I don't smoke dabs like that no more. I know my boy Charlie Mize does, and I tell him to fucking chill the fuck out, and he just constantly smokes, but now he's got an issue with his glands in his throat. And it's just
dude,
like it's the fucking wax.
dude, I'm going to tell you this, rosin, the solventless is the only way to go. Any kind of solvent, CRC remediation is so fucking bullshit. Dude, all of it is fucking carcinogenic. Fucking, you should not be running fucking bad product through fucking remediation. The reason why CRC originally came out was to take good product and make it better. And the thing is, the science behind it is you could take bad product and it may at least make it good product. Why the fuck, dude? Why the fuck would
All
they
it
even
does
allow? Yeah, if
it
it's
just bleaches
dirty,
it.
that's exactly what it is. You are exactly right. It's like taking bad wheat and sticking it in a batch of bleach and saying, now look, it's all bleached. It's good.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And Oklahoma doesn't even understand this, dude.
Bro,
Like,
when you gonna do a live with me so we can pass this off? You need to get this information out, bro.
I know. That's why, no offense, Chad. The other day, whenever I was trying to add myself onto your Facebook, I was trying to do that, but yeah, I just need like it would need to be a weekend. That way because I get off here at 6 and it's already 8 o'clock. I'd like to do it during the time of the most captured audience. That would be a
Right.
daytime hour, and weekends would be appropriate because a lot of people are off work.
Right. Well, my videos when I keep them up, they get shared all over. The ones I post up like today, I put that shit on private because these motherfuckers have no idea what's gonna happen.
Well, Chad, I'm hated. I know that. Oklahoma hates me. Like I've got
Because you brought real shit up, bro.
Oh, I know, but I mean, I've got lots of reasons to hate me. I haven't lived the best life. People will tell horrible stories, and I'm not afraid to tell them because you know what? That's what I was. I was a fucking degenerate, fucking trying to bounce out of homelessness. People do what you have to do, and you know
Right.
what? I lost my mind. I went to a nut house several times for trying to end my own life, dude. You
Right.
know what? That's how miserable it was in Oklahoma.
Yeah, they got me
Fucking
there, bro. I'm almost there. Like, it fucking got me fucking losing my mind.
Yeah, well, I went to Wagner County. I've been to Laureate. I've been to Brookhaven. I've been to TCBH. I got sexually assaulted in TCBH under the state custody. Had a
Wow.
guy on acid fuck me in the ass, like literally push my head into a pillow and shoved his dick in my ass. And
What
I
the
had Tulsa
fuck?
County sheriffs come to the door and tell me to shut up and sleep.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
dude, I'll tell you what made me so weak during that was I was drugged up in a fucking nut house.
Wow.
And dude, I'll tell you this, TCBH, go and do your research on that facility for the state of Oklahoma. They claimed in 1997 that it was so out of condition that they were going to tear it down. Then 2 years later, they said, oh, immaculate TCBH, we're putting more money into it. How are you putting money into a building that the walls are crumbling down on? Like, whenever something says tear it down, tear it the fuck down. There's rats in the fucking walls. Like it's an old fucking hospital from the 1960s.
Yeah, probably one of those old psycho wards.
Dude, okay, the state of Oklahoma is just now replacing Griffin Memorial Hospital. That's the oldest fucking hospital still open. And guess what? Now they're replacing it with an under budgeted fucking mental health facility. It won't even have bathrooms in the clients' rooms, dude.
Wow. What the fuck? Oklahoma's fucked up.
And let me tell you a little secret about Oklahoma. So Oklahoma started phasing out private prisons because everybody was complaining about the abuse that was happening inside private prisons. Those same companies went into private mental health care in their contracting for Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's
So the
called
same
they call them rehabilitation, the GOP and some other company.
Oh no, it's not even that, dude. They are straight up doing lobotomies, fucking shock therapy. Go and look at who is fucking running the Needham Forensic Center right now. You're going to find out it's privatized. The fucking doctors are from private facilities. The state employs all the little fucking resident tax, making sure that everything goes day by day. But the doctors came from private facilities. And the same thing they're going to do with these new fucking mental health centers. We got rid of the private prisons, but now you have private mental health. And
Wow.
Oklahoma just sits back, dude, and they're just like, oh, well, the state does what the state does. No, the state is fucking you all.
Yeah. The state's
Uh,
fucking all their
yeah,
people.
dude, they don't care about the word called people. They look at you guys and call you taxpayers. They don't need to provide any service to.
Right.
There's no gratuity. And not only that, guess what? There's no complaint suggestions box because they don't want you to know to give your complaints and suggestions.
Right. They don't want to know about the problems.
No, they know about the problems. They're the ones causing the fucking
Yeah, but they
problems.
don't want people fucking bringing it up. They want to ignore
Dude,
it.
so here, I hate to keep on going into my sob stories, but just hear me out. Whenever I was 12 years old, my parents, because my dad was a mayor and my mother did not graduate high school,
We were a low-income family. Everybody thinks Mike Tinker, the Tinkers, we were a lavish family because my father was mayor. My dad owned his own restaurant. His saying in life was pay your bills, pay your people, and pay yourself last.
Right.
You don't get to walk home with a lavish check whenever you're a small business trying to make ends meet.
Right.
My dad had credit at the goddamn grocery stores for his bread and meat. And that means at the end of the week, guess what? Before he took his money out for himself, he was paying the people that supplied him inventory, or he wouldn't have food for the next week. So I'll tell you this: my parents put me in before and after school club at Jinx Public Schools, Jinx West, and there was a man there by the name of John Gisler, and he was hard of hearing and deaf, and that's why I learned sign language, because not only him, I had another deaf friend, and it was something new for me to get me out of being just a kid. I knew I was a kid with sign language skills then. Not only that, I was the only kid that friended a deaf guy that no other student wanted to be friends with. Sorry, I'm having indigestion real bad and I'm
No, you're
having to
good.
stop. But so this man, John Gisler, worked at before and after school club. This is a grown adult. Every day after school, he would call me through TTY, which is talk. It's basically a relay service or an interpreter service for the deaf.
Right.
So he gets to use a keyboard and type, and an interpreter takes that and says it into the phone line. And also, the conversations are 100% private because basically it's essentially their phone line. Just like me and you can talk about sexual or murder or anything like that, they can't exchange anything that's said on these phones.
Oh, wow.
And okay, he was asking me homosexual related questions at a very minor age. And I found it at the time. I didn't, dude, I'm 11 or 12 years old. I don't know what's going on except for a teacher, asking me this and talking to me. Well, so this ended up going on for about a year. He ended up quitting Jinx Public Schools, and he just phased out of my life. And it was awkward because I tried being friends with him, and not for any reason, just not for sexual reasons, but just to see why he was being friends with me. And after high school, someone sends me an article about him at the Tulsa Boys and Girls Club where he had raped 4 children. What he was doing was grooming me, Chad.
Right.
And the reason why I'm even telling you this is because recently I reached out to Ryan Walters, and I reached out to his Oklahoma Department of Education. And I said, the reason why I'm reaching out to you, Ryan, is because I understand that the man is in prison. But what I don't understand is why a school district never mentioned to the media nor other parents that this man worked for the school. Why didn't Jinx Public Schools do a proper investigation?
Jesus, they didn't want nobody to know because they're going to get sued.
Well, not only that, Jinx Public Schools received the Malcolm Baldrige Award from President George W. Bush, a federal grant that came with millions. It was something that would tarnish their name if they had hired a pedophile. And now I will send you the fucking email from Ryan Walters. And the best thing that he says is, it's not my problem. I am in charge of the Department of Education, but since this has to do with a crime and not school records, you need to contact the AG and Jinx Police. I have contacted the AG and Jinx Police Department, and both of them have said, you know what? This is a job for the Department of Education. They have access into the school records. Why am I getting pushed into a goddamn circle, Chad? And I'm sorry.
That's what they fucking do, man. That's what they fucking do. I've been battling them for fucking over 20 years here. That's what they fucking do.
Oh, I straight up, last time I talked to Gentner Drummond, I straight up told him, I said, your people have their heads so far up their ass, dude. I said, you're sitting there eating goddamn dinner with your fucking sister at the mercantile, fucking and I said, you don't even know what the fuck is going on legally in Oklahoma. I said, get off the pioneer woman shit and actually do your fucking job. Drummond has not taken a phone call from me ever since. And I've got Mark Tedford, who's a state representative, who has the oversight for the insurance. He's good friends with my dad, formerly my late dad. He owns an insurance company in Jinx called Tedford Insurance, and he's a state rep. And he goes, Chance, I'm going to head this over to the AG. And I said, dude, you might as well tell AG Drummond to go fuck his sister, because you know what? He's worthless. I said, Tedford, just recently, I'll tell you this, Chad. I said, Mark, you're so worthless as a fucking CEO of an insurance company. I said, we just saw what happened to a fucking CEO of an insurance company. I said, you are so goddamn worthless. I said, I send you the goddamn email and you're fucking doing the same roundabout technique that I fucking did, dude. You're going to get the same results. And he goes, but my title will go further than you, Chance. I said, your title just got shot on the streets of New York City, you motherfucker.
What was that guy's name from that school?
John Gisler.
John
Look him up.
Gisler?
Yep.
Was he like 60 or something?
John now is probably in his upper 50s, mid 50s now.
And he worked at the Jinx High School, and he was
No, this was whenever I was in elementary school, so it was Jinx West Elementary, before and after school club.
So this is about what, 20 years ago?
Yeah. And honestly, the reason why I'm so adamant on even bringing this up was it wasn't even Ryan Walters. I'm about to hit the statute of limitations. 45 years is the statute of limitations for sexual charges against children.
What in the fuck is going on in Oklahoma? This is motherfucking devil state, bro. They got some fucking shit going on in here.
You understand that I understand you cannot give someone. John Gisler received 4 life sentences. I understand they cannot take him back to court and retry him and reconvict him with new charges, especially on stacking 4 life sentences.
So how did he get charged? What were the 4 charges?
The child molestation against boys and girls at the Tulsa Boys and Girls Club.
But they never wanted to announce that over the media.
No, the Tulsa Boys and Girls Club announced it over the media. Tulsa Public Schools even announced that he was employed for them. Jinx Public Schools and the many other school districts that John worked for never announced it.
Jesus. How many more they got working for him?
Okay, and let me explain something to you real quick. I'm sure you may realize this. You understand that police are not only hired by the police department, they're hired on by the union, the Fraternal Order of Police. Whenever a police officer gets discharged from a police department, technically they're still a cop because they're a union member. They can go over to the next police department, and you know what? The union is going to protect their name and clear the record from the previous department. The same way that the teachers union works. A teacher can molest a child in the state of Arkansas and then move over to another state, and guess what? They'll whitewash their fucking record. Unions protect each other.
Wow.
Now, that's another thing, is Oklahoma's a right-to-work state that does not want unionization. And the funny thing is, guess who the ones that are educating the people not to unionize? The fucking union members.
The fucking union members. Jesus, what a fucking shit show. And you can't sue these motherfuckers?
You can't. Okay, here's another problem. You cannot sue a tax-bodied funded government. Because you know what? Your next door neighbor was not a part of the crime. The people that did the crime to you that are tax paid did the crime. That's like saying you got hit by a school bus. Are you going to sue everybody that pays the school taxes? They weren't driving the bus, right?
Right.
The worst kind of accident that you can have is any accident that relates with the government. Because you know what? You're not going to get jack shit, except for the person that rightfully did you wrong within the government. You cannot sue a government, dude. And then not only that, whenever you sue a government, guess where you have to do the court lawsuit? In a court of law that's owned by them, that's powered by them, that's seated by them.
Operated by them. Yep.
So now tell me, is there a big, huge conflict of interest in that?
I would think so.
The reason, I'll tell you, the big reason why Jinx Police Department doesn't even want to look into Jinx Public Schools is because their kids go to the school there. It's a conflict of interest.
What? Fucking bullshit, man.
Okay, I'll tell you this. At this point with Oklahoma, who you guys need to contact is the Office of the Inspector General for the United States. That would get all investigations out of the state of Oklahoma and have third party resources investigating the state. Whenever they get caught on something, guess what? They get taken to a third party courthouse, a federal district courthouse that they don't pay for, they don't have control in. But anytime that you ask for the state to investigate themselves, like you contact OSBI, they're not going to find anything fucking wrong.
Right.
They're going to find the most minimal. And like I told you last night, guess what? Kevin Stitt has underfunded and diminished OSBI to where they can't do shit.
He did that for a reason.
Yeah. He did it to benefit him and his cronies.
Yeah, so they don't get caught on charges.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, he's a dumbass because how many times does the state throw red flags at the state?
That's oxymoron shit.
Well, that just shows how stupid the man is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, unfucking believable, man. I wish that we would have hung out when you were here, but I guess we never had the chance to fucking kick it.
And Chad, I'll tell you, it wasn't you that scared me away from you. It was some of the people that were around you. No offense. No, my anxiety ran up the wall anytime I saw Hooligan Bean, and it.
Oh yeah, Hooligan Bean drives people up the wall sometimes.
I've never met the man. It's watching him on video. My heart would pound in my chest and just go, "Oh my God, I can't sit through this."
Right.
Like, whether it be a medical condition, it's not hating the man. I've never met Hooligan Bean.
Right.
And I don't hate the man. It's just how he conversates, his energy, his level. It's not calm.
Right.
It's like, oh my God. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends, and like he is like that. There's no doubt.
And I don't want you to ever say that Chance was bashing him.
No.
Not.
And he wouldn't think that neither. You just don't know him. Like really, when he's not on live, he's really docile and calm. You know what I mean? He only acts like a character online, and that's what like he puts out too much character, and then it drives people away, and that's his issue. You know what I mean? Because he really cares about people and shit. And he's really fucking Hooligan's actually really fucking smart on some shit. He just the way he acts doesn't really show it. You know what I mean? Until you actually get to talking to him, and then he'll rebuttal, and you're like, "Damn, you actually got some brains, motherfucker."
Now, I'll tell you one that I really needed to step back from, not Hooligan Bean, but Kara McCurry. I literally,
that short little blonde.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she's nothing but trouble.
I know. And I'll tell you, criminal trouble, like legitimately. She runs with the wrong crowd. She's doing the wrong shit. And I told her, I said, Kara, you need to focus in on yourself, your life. Quit worrying about how others live their lives and just focus on yours. I mean, now she's showing up in California. She called me earlier and she's like, I'm here in California. And I'm like, oh God, Kara, you're in the most wrong place.
She's gonna get kidnapped, robbed, raped.
Well, I didn't even ask her why she's in California. She may already be kidnapped.
Well, it was weird because she called me out of the blue like a couple weeks ago, and it was like she was trying to entrap me on something.
Well, it was funny because whenever you were calling, I was actually on the phone with her, and I said, "Oh, Chad's calling," so she knows the me and you talk, and she goes, "Oh, Chad, the hemp father," and I said, "Yeah," and she goes, "Tell him that he has information for me." I'm like, "Okay, Kara, I will." So dude, I already know Kara has done so much damage to other people that I don't want any part with her.
No, I caught wind of her bullshit long time ago.
I know, and it's funny, she just trickles in at the worst times. It's like, I swear to God, Kara, you just know how to hit me. It's not like your ears are burning. You just know how to hit me at the worst times.
Yeah, what the fuck is she doing in California? That's interesting.
She says that somehow it was funny because we were talking about you, and then somehow she goes, I drove my car with the wheels off of it all the way from 21st in West Tulsa all the way to downtown Tulsa. And I said, "You drove your car?" And she goes, "Yeah, I drove it until the wheels fall off." The way that she was so proud of herself. And she goes, "They took me to Family Children Services Crisis Care Unit." And I said, "Well, that sounds fitting." And she goes, "Yeah, but they only held me for 24 hours. And I'm like, "Oh God, someone made a fuck up."
Yeah, she like gets real proud on how she fucking gets in trouble or something. I don't know what the fuck she did. She's
Dude,
she's gotten
she
over the last couple of years.
she thinks bad attention is good attention, and she thinks good attention is lame.
And you're right, she does get hung up. And the thing is she because that's what the system, that's what these cronies do. They use these women and these little girls because they're weak, and then they get these girls involved with them, and then they get the girls and they can rape them, molest them, have them sell drugs, all kinds of shit.
Well, okay, so Kara took over Oklahoma Harm Reduction, Okra, and she became the acting director. And she called me one night and she goes, "Chance, I got a call from the former director, and she said if she wants to tell me about what happened with her, that I would need to be complicit in a crime." And I said, "Well," I said, "if someone told me that, I would hang up the phone and just say, fuck you."
Right.
I said, "I'm sorry, you just don't go down for someone else's shit." And I mean, I guess what they were doing was taking grant money for like free syringes and drug kits and all that. And she was using it on her own private drugs, the director before Kara. And I mean, the thing is, most of these harm reduction groups are ran by a former addict or someone that has ties to substance abuse. To say that someone went off the wall and relapsed while in a director position, I can see that. But the thing is, to use grant money wrongfully, that is a crime.
Right.
I don't feel pity to the part. I feel pity that addiction caused it, but do I feel pity for the crime? No, that's like murdering someone on alcohol. Are you going to dismiss the charge of the murder and just say, look, it's mental conditions? Because that's what California is doing. I know a man that shot a guy 3 times in the back, and you know what? The worst penalty he got was rehab here. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can be too radical liberal or you can do radical conservative. And right now in Oklahoma, you see radical conservative. You come to California, you see radical liberal. And that's where I think, like I said, if Kara is right about what was going on with this former director, and like I said, the lady relapsed, and I publicly know that, but where the money went, I bet it went into her drugs. She wasn't going on vacation. She doesn't have a nice car. She lost her home. So where did the money go?
I don't know. She looks fucking cracked out the day she called me.
Kara always looks fucked up. Like I said, Kara took the position from the lady that relapsed.
Like,
so
I think she was trying to get me to hint on like buying drugs or something. That's why I felt like she called me like to try and trap me in a conversation or something.
Dude, that's how I always feel anytime that I'm on the phone with Kara. And it's like she has no physical emotion, bro. Like whenever you start telling her about real scenario shit, she wants to be in La La Land going, but what if we drive a car into the building, Chance? Will that stop them? Like driving a car into the building, how the fuck are we going to do that? You're living in goddamn La La Land, lady.
Is her last name Dodd?
It's Kara Dawn McCurry.
She just fucking called me today, and I don't know why she called me. I didn't answer. I don't know what the fuck it was. Because I've been busy dealing with fucking JKJ and his ass.
Oh, John Kumbis is such a piece of shit. He's Delta 8 King.
Did you see the video? Did you see the live video of me yelling at him?
No, I haven't. Dude, I'm just now getting off of work, so yeah, I haven't seen shit.
Oh, it's off now. It's on private, but John Kumbis has never spoke to me in 7 years. He's never had the time of day to talk to me until today, and I have him fucking blocked. He jumped on somebody else's lot on their platform and then went live with me, and he fucking denied everything and lied and lied and lied. all over the live.
Okay, so what was it? It was not CanaCon, Chronic Palooza. Fucking, we were that stupid event, all because Kerry Chronic and Kirk Reed's relationship for that moment, which they got fucked over. But at the time, we were good friends with Kerry Chronic, and not me. I'm saying Kirk Reed was good friends with Kerry Chronic. And that was because they tried leasing a spot in the fucking mall that never came to be.
Right. That was all fucking set up.
Yeah, and I can tell you about that here in a bit. But so we're sitting there, we got our table set up, and just so happens to be fucking JKJ Processing has a goddamn table right across the lane from us. So we're looking directly at this fucker. And so we did not say a word. We did not introduce ourselves. I know who John Kumbis is from, other people's relationships with him. Kirk's blind, but he's heard of the guy, and he's heard his voice. And I straight up told him, I said, this motherfucker, I'll tell you, he's going to be a shit show. So first people come up to the table, and it was awkward because they had gone over to JKJ's booth and then they come over to us. And it was awkward because they had told us, they go, we don't know what you guys did to the gentleman across from you guys, but he's talking some pretty big shit about y'all. And I'm just like, okay, that gives enough of a vibe right there. Your first people coming up to your table is fucking saying the guy across from you is talking mad shit.
Right.
At one of these expos, that's the last thing you want to do is bring drama. Everybody plays nice. It's the good old boy shit. And so fucking, I looked over at the lady and I said, you know what? On that note, I said, Kirk, hand me a fucking bag of candy. And so he pulled out a bag of freeze dried, and I said, here, lady, for your time messing with that jackass across the way, here's some legitimate edibles. I said, that guy can go suck a dick because it's all Delta 8. I said, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but what you got there is hemp candy. And I said, what you got there is real legitimate freeze-dried candy. I said, hell, the man doesn't even know what freeze-dry is yet. And at the time, he didn't.
Right.
Now he's gotten into freeze-dry.
Yeah, that was freeze-dry.
So it continued for those 2 to 3 days that we were at Chronic Palooza, dude. Fucking the shit talk did not stop with that one person. Like the whole time we had multiple people come up to our table and say, the table over there is fucking talking shit about y'all. And dude, we're being the good people, not saying shit back.
Right.
Like I told Kirk and Brandy, I said, I want to walk over there and fucking say something to that motherfucker right now. And Brandy's like, do not tarnish fucking our name. And so I was being nice. And so we let it ride. Well, dude, after that, he starts popping off on Facebook talking about fake edible companies. And I'm just like, where the hell does this guy have the position to even say shit about fake edibles whenever he's making Delta 8? Like, that's the fucking fake edible.
Yeah, he's a plant for the fucking state. He's a piece of shit.
Oh, I'll tell you this, Jamie Bennett, RSO Queen, RSO Mama.
Uh-huh.
So all of her packaging, you know that she's now a part of Kumbis's family. Like one of her family members married Kumbis's family. And so to make him look good, John Kumbis started buying the packaging for all the FICO oil. He just found a good spot in his heart to give Jamie some good fat cash to buy all of her packaging. Now, yet he only deals with Delta 8. He does not deal with full spec oil. He's buying her love, basically. And me and Kirk talked about this. He said, Chance, bad people always need those people to talk good about them. And especially someone close. And that's what he's doing with Jamie. So, I mean, me and Jamie have talked about how much of a piece of shit Kumbis is, and she'll even admit he's a piece of shit, but yet she walks around taking his fucking money for her nonprofit. Boy. And it's something to pat himself on the back and say, look what good I'm doing, and look at all the good things that she says about me.
Yeah, he's just using her.
Yep.
He's just using her. Yeah, you should, oh my God, that live was so crazy today. Chance, I seen you pop in, but I don't think you seen it when John popped in.
Okay, so I saw you driving, and I saw the clip of his post on your on your stream,
Right.
and I mean there was nothing being said, so I watched for a few minutes and I read it, and then I went over to Kumbas's page real quick to see if that was from today,
Uh-huh.
because I just wondered if it was something from the past,
Right.
and fucking that's whenever I noticed, oh shit, it's from today. But no, I didn't see the continuation of what occurred.
Oh, it got deep, bro. It got fucking deep. Ask Summer about it. They all watched it.
No shit.
Oh yeah, it was bad, bro. Like there's 453 people, 12 shares, and I had to stop it. I stopped it immediately as soon as I ended the live because I didn't want John to remember anything he said in the video if he wasn't recording it. You know what I mean?
So someone brought up Stash House.
Yeah, somebody did bring up Stash House today.
I'm gonna send you something real quick of someone who's a main contributor into Stash House. Look what I just sent you.
So John, I put John on blast on the live. I said, John, you want to make a post saying, oh, you're going against these 5 distribution warehouses that are popping up, which I've been telling everybody about that for the last 6 months. But now, since I've made it so known, it's got back to John. And now John knows about it. So he's already known about it, but he tried to flip it to the public like, oh, I'm the good guy. We don't need this. But in reality, he's partners and his product is going to be in one of the 5 distribution warehouses that OMA gave licenses to. And I asked him, I said, John, just be honest. Tell everybody where you're buying the product, John. Just tell everybody who you're buying your oil from. That's all you got to do, John. Just prove me wrong, tell me I'm stupid, and show me your manifest on where you bought your oil from because I know exactly where you're getting your oil from. I'm giving you the opportunity to fucking let the people know where you're getting your oil from. I don't need to show that, blah, blah. Why don't you just come down to my kitchen? I said, no, John, you're fucking lying. I'm giving you an opportunity right now to fucking tell the truth. And you're walking around it. And so it was just, and then I called him out on it. Food card handler's permit because I know he don't probably have one. And how he's fucking not a chef. And how he's had the FBI in his goddamn kitchen. And he's, oh no, it's only FDA. And how he was stealing product from Mad Chef and stealing his recipes. Oh, I called him out on everything today. Because the motherfucking man has never talked to me in 7 goddamn years. It bored me like the plague, but when I hit the fucking buttons today, he had to get on live to try to back his fucking bullshit up, and it didn't work.
No shit.
Yeah, because the video he made with Ron Marley, who did OK to LA in his dispensary, that's my song. I paid for that song. When they shot that video at Mustang in his dispensary, I told John not to shoot that video because I did not give these guys the approval to use my fucking music to shoot a video in his dispensary when he didn't even fucking pay for the fucking song. And he didn't give me no respect. He told me to fuck off and did it anyways. And then today he was on live. Well, I didn't even know who you were back then, Chad. You just came up and said not to shoot the video. I didn't know who you were. I said, John, don't fucking lie to me because I sold you fucking pre-rolls 3 weeks, 4 weeks before you did that. So you're telling me you never know who the fucking hemp father was? That's a crock of shit. So you right there, you're fucking lying because I can pull my manifest up when I deliver those pre-rolls to you. So you can't say you didn't know who the fuck I was. Because they didn't have permission to do that with that music. And you know, why the fuck would I pay for a song to get made and then have JKJ do a video of his dispensary and not be mine? That just doesn't make fucking any sense. You know? So
Yeah.
he's a fucking idiot. And I called him out on it today. Because all he does is lie to everybody. He acts like he's not part of this fucking distribution warehouse when he is. And, you know, it's just, it's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. And he's a piece of shit. I hate that dude.
Do you know, have you heard the name Rocky Fisher?
Yes, with fucking red moose, with white moose.
No, that is another Rocky.
Okay, because
No.
White Moose tried to poison me.
No, this is Rocky Fisher that owns Bigger Staff Buds, formerly.
Oh, wait.